So what do you think of Michael Burry? A lot of people say he's a guru. He's the guy that called the collapse of the housing market, of the mortgage-backed security market during the 2008 financial crisis, and he profited hugely during that process. He's famous. They made a movie about him called The Big Short. So should we pay attention to his most recent warning regarding the markets and what's behind it? Does it make sense? Should we be worried? What should you and I do to prepare? I remember back in the housing market boom, actually I was running a business at the time, a staff augmentation IT consulting business, an executive recruitment business focused on IT positions in St. Louis. I had a fancy office, believe it or not, a real fancy office in a place called City Place here in St. Louis, one of the nicest office complexes in the area. And during that time period leading up to 2008, all these little mortgage companies started moving in on the same floor as me. And I got to know a couple of these people and kind of overheard them conducting business, and I was alarmed, to say the least. Now, I didn't do what Michael Burry did, but I'll tell you what, guys, it really was crazy back then what these mortgage brokers were doing, the mortgages they were putting people in. It was insane. I digress. Let's talk about what Michael Burry had to say, what we need to do. Let's do that, you and me, right now. And don't you forget, you're as much of a guru as a guy like Michael Burry. You've got a head on your shoulders. You see things in your own unique way. You've had unique experiences. Your brain functions just as well as anybody else's. So we don't put total credence in what one person says. Draw your own conclusions. And while I'm on the subject, you know what? It's so cool that you've decided to join me here in Ron's Basement. No membership requirement. You're welcome here anytime. We like to dive a little deeper. Hopefully you found yourself a little camaraderie, a home away from home. You're always welcome. If you get some value, please subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up. We want to hear from you. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Now, what did Michael Burry say? It was one word, a one-word tweet that kind of rocked a lot of people when he put it out. He said, sell. And why do you think he said that? A lot of people believe, based on previous statements that he's made, what he's saying is don't be fooled by the market's great start to 2023. The Nasdaq's way up. Stocks like Tesla, that ARK Innovation Fund by Cathie Wood, right? Those things are flying high to start the year. But what people believe he's saying is don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by the supposed great employment numbers that we received recently, that under the hood, things are really, really screwed up. And I don't know. I mean, are you seeing it? I'm feeling it just kind of around my area. I'll repeat this story one more time. I took my family to Kansas City. I had to run to a Honda dealership. It was a Tuesday afternoon. I pulled up at the Honda dealership. It was bizarre. There were like hardly any cars there, and there were no people in the dealership, and there were like 20 employees. I mean, you would have thought I was like King Tut walking in there or something. Things just seem to be really slowing down out there in the real estate market, in the auto market. What are you seeing? How do you prepare? If indeed we are in for some tough times, let's review. Do you have some skills? Are you working at becoming self-sufficient, right? Are you out of debt? Are you limiting debt? Are you spending less than you make? That's a big, big key. What kind of skills do you have? Do you have something you could offer other people, barter with other people? Maybe you know how to do minor plumbing. Maybe you know how to do some painting. Maybe you know how to do some minor car repair. Whatever it may be, think about those things and think about how you could use those to benefit other people if times do get real hard. And number one, you can't underemphasize this enough. Work on your relationships with your friends, with your neighbors, with your family. Together, we're always able to accomplish more. We're going to make it through this. If Michael Burry's prediction comes true and we are in for some really hard times, and look, I'm kind of leaning that way myself. I don't think that when we look under the hood and look at what's really going on with the bubble gum, duct tape, unicorn fart dust, economy, monetary system we're living in, that eventually we're going to have some really tough times to deal with. We'll see how it works out. I could definitely be wrong. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And until next time, you be well.